store, and this immediately drew my attention. This is the Viking book of poetry of the English-speaking world, chosen and edited by Richard Aldington. I think that the cloth-bound cover of this is really beautiful, although I don't believe that the detail is going to be picked up by my camera right now because it's such low lighting. But it has some nice embossing, and I love the gold foil. The dust jacket is pretty beat up, and so I think that it adds to the charm. But if I was hunting this book down, I probably would have gone for a copy with a better dust jacket. But since I just found it on chance, I'm okay with it having a little bit more character. Today I have some delicious tea by my side. I have my fairy lute tea strainer with little sun and moon engravings, cutouts. And in my tea strainer, I have this absolutely delicious tea by M.T. Metho Valley tea. And it's their immunity. And it comes in this really cool recyclable container that I find to be really beautiful. Its ingredients are elderberry, echinacea root, anise, hyssop, rose hips, and balsam root. And it's a herbal, caffeine-free, loose leaf tea. I also have my evergreen candle by the brand Love Lura, which is a local Pacific Northwest company that I recently got at a farmer's market with my in-laws. And I just love the way it smells. It reminds me of when I'm out hiking, and it just has an absolutely beautiful scent to it. I have my handy dandy highlighter here that I will use if there are any passages that particularly stick out to me. So I'm going to leave that right there. I absolutely adore poetry, and I'm very excited to get into this with you all, so let's not delay any further. I was flipping through this book earlier, and I saw this poem here, and it is currently September 6th, and so I thought, what a perfect poem, as fall is on the horizon. So the first poem that I'm going to read is To Autumn. Who hath not seen thee oft amid thy store? Sometimes whoever seeks abroad may find thee sitting careless on a granary floor, thy hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind, or a self-reaped furrow sound asleep, drowsed with the fume of poppies while they look, spares the next swath and all its twined flowers, and sometimes like a gleaner thou dost keep, steady thy laden head across a brook, or by a cider press with patient look. Thou watchest the last oozings hours by hours long. Where are the songs of spring? Aye, where are they? Think not of them. Thou hast thy music too. Will barred clouds bloom the soft dying day, the touch of the stubble plains with rosy hue. Then in a wailful choir the small gnats mourn among the river's sallows borne aloft, or sinking as the light wind lives or dies, and full-grown lambs loud bleat from hilly bourne. Hedge crickets sing, and now with treble soft the red-breast whistles from a garden croft, and gathering swallows twitter in the skies. I'm gonna keep reading some Keats because I'm really loving the imagery of nature, and I'm also really loving these titles that I'm seeing. I'm seeing On Melancholy, Sonnets on the Sea, and Sonnet to Sleep. I'm going to start with On Melancholy by John Keats on page 778. No, no, go not to the leaf, neither twist wolf's bane tight-rooted for its poisonous wine, nor suffer thy pale forehead to be kissed by nightshade, ruby grape of Proserpine. Make not your rosary of yew berries, nor let the beetle nor the death moth be your mournful Psyche, nor the downy owl a partner in your sorrow's mysteries. For shade to shade will come too drowsily, and drown the wakeful anguish of the soul. But when the melancholy fit shall fall, sudden from the heaven like a weeping cloud, the fosters the droop-headed flowers and all, and hides the green hilt and an April shroud, then glut thy sorrow on a morning rose, or on the rainbow of the salt sand wave, or on the wealth of globed peonies. Or if thy mistress some rich anger shows, imprison her soft hand and let her rave, and feed deep, deep upon her peerless eyes. She dwells with beauty, beauty that must die, and joy whose hand is ever at his lips, bidding adieu and aching pleasure nigh, turning to poison while the bee-mouth sips, aye, the very temple of delight. Veiled melancholy as her sorven shrine, though seen of none save him whose strenuous tongue can burst joy's grape against his palate fine, his soul shall taste the sadness of her might, and be among her cloudy trophies hung. I really liked some of the imagery from that. I particularly loved the line, she dwells with beauty, beauty that must die, and joy whose hand is ever at his lips, bidding adieu and aching pleasure nigh. I think I might highlight that. Next, I'm going to move on to Sonnet on the Sea. It keeps eternal whispering around desolate shores, and with its mighty swell gluts twice 10,000 caverns, till the spell on Hecate leaves their old shadowy sound. Often 'tis in such gentle temper found, that scarcely will the very smallest shell be moved for days, from whence it sometime fell. But let last the winds of heaven. But when at last the winds of heaven were unbound, O ye who have your eyeballs waxed and vexed and tired, feast them upon the wilderness of the sea. O ye whose ears are dinned with uproar rude, or fed too much with cloying melody, sit ye near some old cavern's mouth, and brood until ye start as if the sea nymphs whirred. I'm going to move on to Sonnet to Sleep on page 779 by John Keats. Sonnet to Sleep. O soft embalmer of the still midnight, shutting with careful fingers and benign our gloom-pleased eyes, empowered from the light, enshaded in the forgetfulness divine. O soothest to sleep, and if so it please thee, close, in the midst of this thine hymn, my willing eyes, or wait the amen, ere the poppy throws around my bed its lulling charities. Then save me, or the past day will shine upon my pillow, breeding many woes. Save me from the curious conscience that still lords the strength, for darkness burrowing like a mole. Turn the key deftly in the oiled wards, and seal the hushed casket of my soul. That was a very interesting poem. A lot of this is quite dramatic. He talks a lot about melancholy. And he has some interesting poem names. A lot of poetry, I think, can be very specific to the time in which it was created. It can be very specific, and sometimes I find that quite difficult, as I don't find it interesting, because it's about something that I've never experienced or even heard about. And so I do find poetry that is more universal or nature oriented to be more appealing to me personally. This is The Water Lady by Thomas Hood. This says, alas, the moon should ever beam to show what man should never see. I saw a maiden on a stream, and fair was she. I stayed a while to see her throw her tresses back, that all the best the fair horizon of her brow with clouds of jet. I stayed a little while to view her cheek that wore in the place of red the bloom of water, tender blue, daintily spread. I stayed to watch a little space her parted lips, if she would sing. The waters closed above her face with many a ring, and still I stayed a little more. Alas, she never comes again. I throw my flowers from the shore and watch in vain. I know my life will fade away. I know that I must vainly pine, for I am made of mortal clay, but she's divine. This next one is Sonnet, and it is still by Thomas Hood on page 798. It is not death that sometimes in a sigh, this eloquent breath shall take its speechless flight, that sometimes these bright stars that now reply in sunlight to the sun shall set in night, that this warm conscious flesh shall perish quite, and all life's ruddy springs forget to flow, that thoughts shall cease, and the immortal sprite be lapped in alien clay, and laid below. It is not death to know this, but to know that pious thoughts, which visit at new graves in tender pilgrimage, will cease to go, so duly and so oft, and when grass waves over the past away. I'm going to wrap up pretty soon, but I'm going to read you a few more poems. I'm going to read you two more, also by Thomas Hood, from page 798. The first is Sonnet. It is not death that sometimes in a sigh. It is not death that sometime in a sigh his eloquent breath shall take its speechless flight, that sometime these bright stars that now reply in sunlight to the sun shall set in night, this warm conscious flesh shall perish quite, and all life's ruddy springs forget to flow, and that thought shall cease, and the immortal sprite be lapped in alien clay, and laid below. It is not death to know this, but to know that pious thoughts, which visit at new graves and tender pilgrimage, will cease to go, so duly and so oft, that when grass weaves over the past away, there may be less than in tender pilgrimage. I'm restarting at the bottom here. In tender pilgrimage will cease to go, so duly and so oft, and when grass waves over the past away, there may be then no resurrection in the minds of men. The next poem is Silence. It says, there is a silence where hath been no sound. There is a silence where no sound may be. In the cold grave under the deep sea, or in the wide desert where no life is found, which hath been mute and still must sleep profound. No voice is hushed, no life treads silently, but clouds and cloudy shadows wander free, that never spoke over the idle ground, but in green ruins, in the desolate walls of antique places where men have been. Though the dun fox or the wild hyena calls and howls that flit constantly between, shriek to the echo, and the low winds moan, there the true silence is, self-conscious and alone. Let's see if we can find one more that has a kind of song. Let's see if we can find one more. Let's see if we can find one more that has the kind of sound that I'm looking for. The kind of song. This is Requiem, and it says, under the wide and starry sky, dig the grave and let me die. Glad did I live, and gladly did I die, and I laid me down with a will. This be the verse you grave for me. Here he lies where he longed to be. Home is the sailor, home from sea, and the hunter home from the hill. This poem by Robert Louis Stevenson is calling to me. It's called The Vagabond. Give the jolly heaven above, and a byway nigh on me. Bed in the bush with stars to see, bread I dip in the river. majestic is the heaven above and the road below me. Or let autumn fall on me, where afield I linger, silencing the bird on the tree, biting the blue finger, white as meal the frosty field, warm the fireside haven. Not to autumn will I yield, nor to winter even. Let the blow fall soon or late, let what will be o'er me. Give the face of earth around and the road before me. Wealth I ask not, hope nor love, nor a friend to know me. All I ask, the heaven above and the road below me. I think that is a great one to end on. I see Oscar Wilde here, and I am tempted to linger here, but I think it's best to wrap this up for now. If you enjoyed this and would love to hear more from this beautiful book of poetry from collected poets, let me know, and I would be happy to read more for you. I hope that this helped you fall asleep, helped you relax, helped you settle into yourself and feel grounded this evening. To hear ancient things, to hear ancient sentiments is calming to the soul,